My name is Amy Richards. I work for Apricity. I have for about 7, 8-ish years. I'm the sober living coordinator here. I also supervise the ED2R Plus program. So we bring recovery coaches to the hospitals when there is an opiate overdose, stimulant, anything related to opiates or stimulants. We bring a recovery coach in to kind of meet with those people on their level, where they're at, provide resources, provide just an ear, a connection, somebody to talk to, relate to.
I am a recovery coach, and I also started a recovery running group called Grateful Runners, of which I go to the treatment facility, the Mooring House, and I help the guys with their recovery through the spirit of running. And so we run usually 1 mile out to the local YMCA where the guys go for their exercise routines every morning, and then we have a little support group meeting when we get there. And it's just a really great opportunity for me to be of service to other human beings who are struggling with substance abuse issues.
I used to think there was one definition of the path that people took. And then finally I was allowed to find my own path, and that led me on to doing other stuff, which I never anticipated.
So before recovery, I was an opiate addict, IV user for 10 years. I had lost everything. I was sleeping in the streets, in tents, in cars, in abandoned places. And I was stealing from my loved ones, stealing from anybody, everybody manipulating anybody, everybody. It was a completely selfish habit that I had. In my using, I hurt everybody. I had to make so many amends.
I had no intention of signing up for anything or doing anything like that. As I was on this part of my recovery journey, I started realizing how important it was to me of letting people find their own path.
So I had just heard about this class, this different style of class.
It was one of those, hey, there's this thing, there's this recovery coach thing, you wanna do it? You talk about it all the time.
And anything new and different, where I could gain a different aspect, a different view on recovery, I wanted to take it. So I remember first taking that class, and it just blew my mind. I loved it so much, and it was such an effective way of connecting with people, empowering people. It was a tool that I could use with the recoveries I meet with in sober living on a weekly basis.
It wasn't just a lot of information thrown at me. It was an interactive thing where we got to get together in groups, and everybody comes from a different place. So it was really interesting. It was fun. It was fun training.
I learned so much about the tools that I'll need to help be a very helpful and good recovery coach. And I learned just a lot about just connection and other forms of recovery and other pathways.
The Recovery Coach Academy was interesting because it helped me learn how to help somebody else along on their own path.
It was the best way to connect, inspire, empower, and give people options to do the things they want to do for themselves and what they believe their recovery is, because they get to define that.
You know, life is hard enough, and then life with addiction is even harder. And you know, anything that I can do to give people hope and make them feel a little more comfortable, and just be there to listen and guide and however they want or whatever they want their recovery to look like. Being there to help guide them along and support them is huge, because it's a lonely feeling, and to have people in your corner and people to be of support is super important along the road of recovery.
It's beautiful to see people open up and get challenged themselves, and I get challenged all the time with that. It's realizing not to get myself involved and really checking my biases and the whole thinking I probably know better for them. And you got to sit back and let people learn their own lessons. Everything can be a positive, and you can learn something from it. Not conditional support. Not I'm on your side if you do what I think you should do. I'm on your side.
Recovery coaching helped me understand that I'm going to do things and go through things my own way, and there's my own way of solving those issues as well.
The benefits I get out of it, first off, it's a really good reminder. I can remember the first time I saw somebody in the hospital, and he was coming off of fentanyl and was heavily addicted to fentanyl, and watching how much pain he was in and struggling really brought me back, and it's a good reminder for me that that's not where I want to be. But in return, he gave me so much hope and inspiration, because he turned his life around from that day on, was positive, thinking positively, and like he could do and accomplish anything, which he can and he is, and that just gives me encouragement too. So not only am I there to support them, and it's a good reminder for me, but also, in return, what I get back is hope, inspiration, encouragement, and a connection to a beautiful soul.
It's really a true passion of mine, and to be that person. Many years ago, I never would have thought that I could be sitting here talking about being a recovery coach, and all that I've learned, and from all the people and programs that I'm in, have just given me the opportunity to be a recovery coach. And I just feel, like I say, really blessed and really grateful to be able to be there for people.
The best part is watching people be empowered enough to have some self-esteem, to know they can make their own decisions, and know that they can fail, and know that they can move on from that. Is watching people find that in themselves. That's the best part. Is just to see people not being scared to make a decision anymore. Not being scared to try something different. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Here you are in the same spot. You really don't have anything to lose here. And to watch people get to that spot where they feel good enough about themselves and confident enough to make a mistake. That's awesome. I love that.
If I could only tell one thing to someone seeking recovery or in recovery, keep connection. Connection is important. Being with people that are on the same level as you, and not isolating, and being a part of a community and a larger world is so important.
Don't underestimate how much people want to help you.
I think hope is such a big part of recovery, and early recovery is, to have that hope and to trust in the people that have done it before me. If I didn't have hope when I first got into recovery, I don't think I would have stayed. But many other people that had come before me in the treatment facility that I was in, those people gave me hope. And so I'm a big believer in hope, and if you have hope, good things can happen.